Honourable Member John Hayes.
Thank you, Speaker. Can I first of all address some of the comments made by the last Green Speaker and simply say to him that the National Government is committed to meeting our climate change obligations, but we're not going to lead the charge. Unlike Labor, we won't meet our international obligations at the expense of the primary sector, and we will only move forward at the same pace as our trading partners. But we are leaders in improving the way we tackle greenhouse gas emissions without reducing production on our farms through our $45 million Global Research Alliance and the New Zealand Agricultural Greenhouse Gas Research Centre. Mr. Speaker, can I say also, it's quite astonishing to sit in the House this afternoon and listen to the Labor Party Speaker full of integrity, overlooking the fact that his government clung to power with people like Taito Philip Field, who spent some years afterwards residing in jail, like Chris Carter, like Darren Hughes, and then to have the temerity to accuse us of a lack of integrity when I could stand here and name the people that leaked a cabinet paper from Foreign Ministry to him. And I could do that, except it's subject to a court case, and I won't do it. But please don't you give us stuff about integrity when you have none, not the slightest skerrick yourself. Mr. Speaker, I want to bring to this House some comments from the heartland, the Wairarapa electorate, which stretches from Palliser Bay up to Waipawa and almost Otani, from the top of the Tararuas out to the coast. Mr. Speaker, the heartland is the backbone of the primary sector in New Zealand, and it is the backbone of the economy. If our heartland succeeds, if our farmers and vineyards succeed, we all succeed. Mr. Speaker, the heartland is New Zealand's essential ingredient in the National Government's plan to create real jobs, raise incomes and build a more productive economy. We'll do that by cutting red tape, sorting and simplifying the Resource Management Act and supporting rural families. Mr. Speaker, I watched as an opposition member of this House as business after business fell over under the Labor administration. I think of Norseware in Northwood. I think of the Iringi meat plant in just south of Dannevirke. I took that's closed, but I took the Prime Minister into that area about 10 days ago. First of all, I showed him the area of the Rui Tanawha Dam, which is going to irrigate 20,000 hectares of the Takapau Plain, provide thousands of jobs and be a serious game changer in that economy. Then I took him down to Northwood, where Norseware had failed. Norseware has now been replaced by local ownership again, and it is called the Great Kiwi Sock Company, employing 17 new employees, just re-kitted out with great new knitting machines from Italy. Then I took them down to meet 150 people in Dannevirke who were bubbling with enthusiasm about the changes that the government has made to support their industries. So then we went down to the failed meat plant at Iringi. Do you know that there are now 90 new employees there? Because that has been turned into an industrial park. Another success story, simply because of the policies of this government, which unlike the Labor Party, who destroyed these companies, we in the National Government are creating the conditions for these businesses to re-establish and flourish. Mr. Speaker, rural communities rely on critical infrastructure to stay connected with their markets. Mr. Speaker, if anybody drives through my electorate, they will see huge improvements to the road infrastructure on the Rimataka Hill. And if they go now to Woodville, they'll see people between Woodville and Dannevirke with that road being fixed. It's been going now for work on that has been going on for at least a year, and it's coming to fruition. Mr. Speaker, we have got $300 million in investment in rolling out faster broadband services to hard-to-reach communities and schools, and we've got $1.2 billion to improve the state highways across the country. Mr. Speaker, there are huge examples in my electorate to show how this government is lifting the game.
Mr Speaker.
I call the honourable member Reno Terakatani. Tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe, Mr